Well, good evening everyone. It is August 9th, 2022, and I just thought we'd give you a bit of an update on what's going on in the garden. There's a whole bunch of bees flying around here because they're cleaning up their honey supers. We did our first extraction last week, I think it was. Got about 15 gallons of honey, so that was a blessing, and we'll be getting some more here. Anyway, Linnae's busy harvesting beans, just cleaning them up to pop them in the freezer. So that's why she is not out here right now with me. She said I could do it, so she gave her blessing and I'm good to go. Just kidding. Anyway, here's our apple tree that has never done very well, but that's our fault. Anyway, we got it when we were still learning about apple trees. So here are some peppers, it looks like. They're blooming. Last year we got lots of foliage from our peppers, but very little to no fruit. Kind of thinking we gave them too much comfrey tea. So I think it's nitrogen that they got maybe too much of. I think this was the cantaloupe. All the blossoms, just beautiful. Some calendula. I think this is another cantaloupe. Yep. Fast break cantaloupe. Beautiful. So yeah, we're hoping to get something from there. Here's one of the cannabis plants. This is a male cannabis, and you can tell because generally they're taller, but it has the little seed heads like that. The smell of cannabis is incredible. Every time I walk by it, I'm like, whoa, wow, kind of minty, musty almost. Sad sunflower. Here's some beautiful sweet peas. They are so fragrant. Here's a peek into the greenhouse. The tomatoes are just full. Beautiful. We've already eaten a few tomatoes. I think it was probably the first of the month. Mom's been busy pruning these. Yep. Look at this guy. He's tall. These have all kind of gone to seed. So this is what we planted in the springtime. Some of you may remember that. But this is some lemon balm. We have some friends down in Oregon and they said they planted lemon balm and it got completely out of control for them. They couldn't even get rid of it. So it will be interesting to see if that's what happens to us, if it will just spread and make a huge mess in here. Hopefully not. Here's some more peppers. I think Mom's been primarily taking care of it in here. These are cucumbers. Another cannabis plant. This is a female. It should actually be transplanted out of this, but we have a few more females that we'll show you over across the garden. It's doing really well in here. Really, really well. Look how tall those tomatoes are. That's awesome. Another cannabis. This is a male plant. Not near as tall as the one we had last year. The one we had last year was like 10 feet. Some more tomatoes and peppers. Look at these coming. Beautiful. And here we have the spaghetti squash and the corn. They've sure grown up since the last tour. Look at that. And we're getting some really nice squashes in here. Yeah, we love spaghetti squash. Except Dad, he doesn't care for it, but most of us enjoy it. With butter and bell pernod cheese. So good. Another spaghetti squash. Sunflowers, they've been blossoming lately. The bees are enjoying those. And of course, we're wanting to save those seeds for hopefully our use someday, but also for the animals. So our raspberries are on the last picking. I think we got 3 good harvests, and there's still some, but I think we'll probably just eat them. And these were kind of leftover plants, I believe, that Linnae had done, just kind of thrown them in, and they're doing fabulous. We've been canning lots of our raspberries. And also Saskatoons. We have lots of wild Saskatoons in our area. Making lots of jam, canning the pure fruit with a bit of sugar and maybe some stevia, and then maybe a little bit of pectin if we wanted a little thicker. And just canning the straight fruit. It's working really, really well. So there was a couple varieties. I think these are the pink popcorn. I don't remember what variety that was called, but got some apples on there. Yeah, we're looking forward to the day when we can have a whole bunch of apples. Linnae has worked very diligently in this section of the garden. It was just full of weeds And also you'll remember the goji berry plants. They were all in here and making a mess, kind of not really working. So she cleaned it all out. I don't know where she put the goji plants. So she's just preparing these beds probably for next year. Sure looks a lot better than last time. And here are our cucumbers and lettuce. We just couldn't keep up on all the lettuce this year, but we sure enjoyed the iceberg lettuce. And over here we have more cucumbers. They're growing up really well. And look at this. There is a cucumber. Everyone will be excited about that. We love our cucumbers. Black currants, they did not do near as well as they did last year. Our black currants did amazing last year, but this year they're pretty patchy, but that's okay. We still have leftover jam from last year. And here's our celery. Mom has done some work on these. And the reason why she put this wood on in these little coats here, kind of paper cardboard, is to keep the stalks dark. Keep the sunlight away from the stalks so that the stalks stay a lighter color, because the sunlight makes them get darker and that's a stronger flavor and I think even a bit tougher. Linnae's got the sprinklers going and our peas are all done for the season. We got about 4 really good pickings from these peas and we got about 20 gallons of shelled peas. Wow, we've never got that many peas before, so everyone's excited about that. And our beans have just started coming up. So the peas end and the beans come. We picked them today, like I said before, and that's what Linnae's doing inside with the girls. These are just the sugar snap peas with the pea lace you can see. This is kohlrabi. She planted so much kohlrabi, my goodness. So we have some broccoli here. I don't know if you can quite see that. Forming some nice heads. Yeah. And then I think she also has cauliflower in here. I'm not exactly sure where, but here's one that's gone to seed. That's a broccoli. Such a beautiful sound, the sprinklers. Some more beans. The beans are a little late because we had the ducks come through and weed all the beans out for us, so we had to replant them. That's why they're a little late. Anyway, here's the fennel. Not the prettiest looking thing, that's why we planted it down here, but we planted it primarily for the seed heads and how it attracts the parasitic wasps and helps with the pollinating and stuff. Over there is an elderberry bush, and here's our other elderberry bush. Isn't that gorgeous? So we'll actually get some elderberries this year for the elderberry tonic for our teas and colds and stuff. If you haven't checked that video out, I make a really good elderberry tonic for fighting colds. That's really good and powerful when you pair it with garlic. You can check that video out if you want. Let's go over here. As you can see, the dugout's kind of low, quite low. We have not got a whole lot of rain. I think we've got about 2 inches over the last week, I think. But it dries up fast, especially when it's hot. So here's some more lettuce. As you can see, we have not got a whole lot of that into our bellies yet. And the pumpkins. I think these are Styrian pumpkins, are they? They look really pretty against the water like that. And here are the gooseberries. Not a whole lot of those. I just scared a robin here. Here's another gooseberry. And lovage. I don't like lovage, but some people do. It's in the celery family. It's a very good herb. And the roses. We'll be getting to the last rose of summer here soon. It's amazing how fast time flies. So beautiful. So beautiful. I've been picking these and drying them. It's so much easier than picking wild rose petals. Picking wild rose petals takes forever. Been also harvesting lots of calendula. It's best if you can harvest just the petals. because that's more where the medicinal properties are. Something interesting we learned from our organ friends. Everything on the seed head is a seed, including these outer pieces. Every piece in there is a seed, so don't just take the one type of seed. And each one gives a little bit of a different type of flower. This one's going to seed here, so even these guys, even the outer pieces, those are seeds. This was the purple yarrow. Sarah harvested it and left some seed heads.
You'd be so jazzy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, listen to those Collingsworth folks go. How are the beans going?
Oh, good.
Beautiful. My battery was going dead, so I had to get a new battery. And over here we have more squash. And there's some amaranth, burgundy amaranth. And some more corn over here. So it's coming along nice. These are more onions. Oh, we're so excited for our onion crop this year. We planted them all by seed. If you want to get good sized onions, that's the way to go. And we have more onions down at our south garden as well. And here are some leeks. And a whole bunch more brassica plants. These look like they're probably cauliflower, maybe some broccoli and cabbage. Here's more seeds, plants that Linnae had started for seeds. So you might remember some of these cabbages she had saved over the winter. They looked pretty sad in the spring, but some of them have kind of made it. Kind of. These I think are parsnips and beets and carrots and more calendula and some nasturtiums. And more tomatoes and peppers. They just seem to be everywhere, along with the kohlrabi. There's a red tomato. And another one over there. Yum yum. And here are some poppies. And this is an echinacea plant, actually a few. They were a lot prettier, but now they've all gone to seed. Straw certain flowers. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I haven't even heard Linnae talk about these, but it feels like a straw flower, all right. Those are very unique. And here are the other monsters. My other cannabis plants. They're sure bushy. Oh my goodness, that's just 3 plants. This is so, I probably could have trimmed this a bit more, but maybe I still could. Looks like a big mammoth. And more tomatoes. More tomatoes. Linnae did some catnip over there. That looks kind of like a hollyhock. St. John's wort and borage, of course. The lilies are almost finished. Eggplant, if I'm not mistaken. There's a grape plant, along with one right over there behind the post. And an echinacea. Pretty sad garlics. And really hairy chives. And these are walking onions. Not my favorite, and very tedious to peel and get ready. The herbs are doing really well. The oregano and summer savory and thyme and basil's on the other side of the borage. The peppermint was harvested again the other day. Swiss chard, lettuce, and more tomatoes and beans. Scarlet Renner beans. There. We gotta pick those here soon too. And there's another tomato. And more tomatoes. Tomatoes, tomatoes, tomatoes everywhere. And these little fellows, 1 plant made it out of 12 that she started. What are these called? Remind me of Tom Thumbs or something, but no, it's something else, a type of pepper. I forget what it's called. You guys will probably remember and you'll probably write it in the comments. Anyway, and that's about it. So there's a little tour of our garden. There's a few potatoes. It's 20 after 8 right now. The nights are getting down to about 8 Celsius. I think that was last night. Sure dropping during the night, but tomorrow it's supposed to get around 30 Celsius. Today was about 26. So that's still some good heat. If we weren't getting that much heat during the day, we'd be a bit concerned about frost for the garden. But we're also coming up to a full moon, so hopefully the weather will change for the better. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this little tour. And I hope your guys' gardens are doing well, wherever you're at, all over the world. Look at these corn cobs coming. Well, we just want to say a special thank you to our patrons over on Patreon. We have 6 right now that are really helping to support our channel and keep things going. We recently got some little lav mics to help with our sound quality. So I'm using one right now, and if you guys notice any better quality, be nice to hear, see what you guys think, if it has improved at all. We'll close this video for now, and may Yahweh's blessing be with you, and may his son Yeshua guide you to himself and bless you as you seek and serve him.